I wanted to play with a new Interlace Snowflake die, but didn't want to make snowflakes. Is that possible? Hello and welcome to Karen's Creative Cards on YouTube. I am Karen Heshik and I live in Wisconsin, and it's not even December as I film this and I'm already tired of snow. I am done with my Christmas cards, but I couldn't resist this pretty set of dies from Moonstone by Hunkydory that I found at Paper Wishes. How pretty it is. It's interlace, so you do folding to create it. I didn't want any more snowflakes, though, you know, it is pretty, of course. And as you can see, I did make one ornament with it. I did make it into a snowflake. It will hang on my tree with joy and hope. But I wanted it to, can we make it not a snowflake? I think we can. What about if I used two-sided wood grain paper like I did here? So all the cards I'm sharing in this video are fun folds, and of course all the details are on my blog and links in the description box to the blog post as well as the products featured. So in this case I used some really pretty two-sided wood grain paper that I also found at Paper Wishes, and I made a Z-fold, square Z-fold card. So, you know, if you see a certain fun fold on the internet and you want to try it and you need a different size, just play around with it a little bit. I was able to make this into a square Z-fold card with it's almost like a medallion on the front in that pretty wood grain paper. I also tried a fun fold with a favorite, Jennifer McGuire's favorite ideas for interactive cards. So I made it into a circle. I cut it out, I glued it down, and then I cut it with a circle, and then see what this one does. Isn't that fun? Sending Sunshine. So it's not a snowflake, it's just a very pretty patterned circle that pops open. Here's another favorite fun fold idea that I discovered recently. It's just a really fun shape. So I did this one in two-sided pattern paper, and then when you open it up, we've got a lot of flowers going here. There's no snow there at all. You can see that it stands up and is a real fun shape. Big hugs. Have a beautiful day. There's no snow happening. So I had fun making that one. And how about a diamond shape easel card? So in this case I used two-sided paper, and all of the ones I'm showing you I used a lightweight two-sided paper that had different colors on both sides. So I saw a diamond shape easel card online, and so I put I'm going to call it a medallion, the purple medallion, on there and made it into an easel card that stands up in rather a unique shape. So to create a Moonstone Hunkydory Interlace Snowflake, whether you call it a snowflake or not, you do need two-sided paper. Thin weight is best with contrasting colors on both sides. I preferred the ones I made with patterned two-sided designer paper for more interest than the plain two-sided paper with different colors, but both are pretty. So you're going to die cut both of these pieces. You can either do it separately, do this piece first and then that piece, but of course you'd want to tape this one down. And then this is what you end up with, which is pretty in itself. But as you can see, there's these little kind of arrow pieces here that you fold up. So you're going to fold each one of those up, and then each one also gets tucked under the piece at the top. So it doesn't take too long. You just keep folding those little arrows up and then tucking them under the one on top. And I'm going to go all the way around. And as you can see, this is a pretty two-sided paper, and it has purple on one side and the blue on the other. I think this one is one I got in a pack from Stampin' Up, but just go check out all your two-sided lightweight paper and pick out some with contrasting colors. And then we're just going to go all the way around and continue to fold them up and tuck them under. Every other one has an extra one here in the middle, but you can see that it's real easy to do, very relaxing. I tend to cut something like this, cut a bunch of them, and then do the folding while watching TV at night, unless I'm real anxious to get a card done. And as you can see, I had fun playing. Almost done with our tucking. Getting there anyway. So I'm not making any Christmas cards anymore. I'm all done. So I think I'm going to make this one into a wedding card. I have wedding cards on my mind because we have a newly engaged couple in our family. Now we're on the last one. It's just folding and tucking. Then what I do is I take a good Teflon bone folder. This one is from Cat Scrappiness. This one came out. And I'm going to reinforce all those scored lines to make sure there's a good fold there. And we have a very pretty snowflake or medallion that I can make a card with. Now I've shown you several fun folds with this die, so let's try another one. I love this patterned acetate from Hunkydory that I got at Paper Wishes, and I think it adds much more interest than plain pieces of acetate. And I like to make acetate cards. I think if you watch my blog or my videos lately, you'll see I've been using a lot of this patterned two-sided. In this case, that has gold on one side and silver on another. So I get to decide which one I like. And I'm showing you two because I really haven't decided quite yet. I think I want to try one with this, but if it doesn't really show enough, then I'm going to use this one, which has a dotted pattern all over the acetate, and again, either silver or gold I can choose. So I have a square card base here, and it's 5.5 by 11, and after folding in half, I'm going to cut 1 inch off the top and the bottom of the front. I have the inside. I put the piece in here already. I cut a square with a wonky square die from Interlace. I think when I'm putting a shape down, if I have one of these dies I can use, it just adds more interest. So I am going to cut 1 inch off the bottom, and I'm going to save that piece. And then I also need 1 inch from this fold line, so I'm going to line the fold line up with my 1 inch on here, and I am going to cut this off. And this part does get discarded, but of course I'll use it for something else. So I have cut a piece, well, I showed you the acetate. I've cut these pieces 5.5 inches square. And then I have cut 4 pieces of this same designer paper, but I'm going to use the purple side for the top and the bottom. These are 7/8 of an inch by 6 inches, and I'm going to attach it to this piece and this piece for a pretty pattern on the top and the bottom. But first I am going to attach the acetate piece. This is going to look, like I said, I want to try this one. I'm hoping I can. This gets attached in there, and you're going to see through part of it to the back. But this here is going to be attached to the top and the bottom. And normally I was putting it in the center, but I think if I move it over as far as I can go, you're still going to see that pretty pattern, but then you're going to have more of a clear acetate. So I think I'm going to try this one. So I know this is a little bit bigger than what I need, but I'm going to attach it and then trim it because it's just easier to get a perfect fit that way. I'm using some thicker score tape to do that with. So this is the one, and I think I do want the gold side. So I'm going to attach that, and now that tape does show, but I'm going to use some of those pretty pattern pieces to cover that up. And now I need to take scissors and go all the way around, or cut off the excess. Like I said, I almost always cut things a little big, and that way, rather than perfect, and then if one side isn't right, then it's not good. So if it's a little big, it's better than too small. So there, our pretty pattern acetate paper is there. You're going to be able to see through to the inside. And then I am going to start attaching these pieces. I want this patterned paper to be on these purple strips. There's not a lot of space on the top and the bottom. I hope that's over far enough, is it? Yep, okay. I just want a little bit of purple on the top and the bottom. And this piece can go along the top or the bottom. It's not perfect, but I will put it. So this is going to be a fun fold card that you can see through. And there was a little extra, so I'm just going to trim that off, and hopefully it's a little closer. Okay, and then, you know what, that was supposed to go on the bottom, wasn't it? Let me fix that. So I have one of these on a purple strip, but the other two are not, and those are going to go on the back. So I put a purple on a purple. Didn't really need to do that, but that's okay. Remember, there was a 1-inch flap up here, and then we cut off a 1-inch piece, and that's going to go on the bottom. And that has both the purple pattern paper and the purple other paper. So we're putting that along the bottom. I have some glue dots ready to go here, and they keep sticking. So we have a pretty 1-inch strip on the top and the bottom with that kind of floating acetate there. I'm going to add these pieces, which I also cut to 7/8 of an inch, along the top and the bottom, the two top where it shows, and that's going to cover up the acetate, so we just see pretty patterned paper on the inside. And I cut them a little long. They were 6 inches, and I'm like, why cut them down? Let's just wait till we put them on. And then I know that they're going to be long enough on both sides. So I'm putting another piece here. And that pretty acetate, again, you can see the silver on this side. Trim off the ends. On the inside, I am going to put this pretty love. This is an older one from Quiet Fire Designs, and I put some Tonic Crafts Perfect Two-Sided Tissue Tape on the back. I have a lot of that paper that's two-sided that you can use to attach die cuts, but this one in particular is so easy to work with. It comes off very easily, whereas some of them I struggle to get all those pieces on the insides. It's easier to use glue when that happens. So I'm going to put this where I think it's going to show pretty, although the snowflake's going to be over there. Not snowflake, medallion's going to be over there. So I have this ready to go, of course, and I'm going to attach this over here where that pretty pattern is still going to show. I'm going to use glue dots, and I'm going to aim for the top ones here where the glue dots aren't going to show. That's these two. And then I'm going to put 2 on the bottom, opposite ones. And that way no adhesive of any kind is going to show on the pretty acetate. I feel like this has come out here. This one, oop, popped out. But of course the glue dot will hold that down as well. Alright, so we have two at the top holding it and 2 at the bottom. And then because I wanted to make it a love card, I have punched a pretty heart, and I'm going to put that in the center. So our Fun Fold acetate card is completed. We have our beautiful medallion with the acetate, and when you open it up, you see that two-sided acetate and pretty patterned paper, and then love there in the center. This card could be used for a wedding or anniversary card, or a love card for my husband. Here's another one I made. This time I used some elegant gold and black papers from Tonic with that same heart. That time I used that dotted acetate, and then when you open it you see that same love, and this one is an even more elegant wedding card or anniversary card for someone that you love. I had great fun playing with the Hunkydory Interlace die, and I hope my cards inspire you to give some of these fun folds and products a try. Watch the next video for some more fun fold favorites and take some time to play this week.